10 ball action for you now between Georgiev up against Dimitri Jungo. It's a race to 8, alternate break every 2 racks, 3 foul rule, no early 10s, 35 second shot clock, 1 extension each per rack. It's called shot, of course, because it's 10 ball, and calling the shots with me on this one is Tim Dedater. Good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon, Mark. And yeah, we've got a really, really good match on our hands here. Georgiev, definitely one of the more informed players over the last couple of years, but Dimitri Jungo, just an old school classic, I would say, has won plenty of titles, and it's one of those players that, you know, for a long period of time, he starts to play again, he's getting good results, he's playing well, finishing high, and then disappears off the radar. And then a couple of years or a year after, he just shows up again and plays well again. You know, it's just a bit of back and forth, but as I said, a great match on our hands.
Oh, good solid break, Tim. Rayla went close. Dry out.
Took care of the cue ball. Slightly off though, moving to the left, but overall nice break. A bit of a trickier 1 ball. We'll have to draw off the 9 into the right long rail and back out for the 2 ball in the bottom right. This is also key shot if you look at everything else on the rack. 4 and a 5 next to each other, the 6 over the side, maybe from the 7 to the 8. Bit of a tester traveling wise.
He's a very tall young man, isn't he? The man from Switzerland, Dimitri. And hasn't gone too well, Tim. He's got a little piece of the 2, but not enough angle on it to make it, I don't think. Not enough of the ball. Georgiev from Bulgaria.
Yeah, played with fire there. Cue ball almost scratching. I don't think he has enough of this 2 ball to cut it in, but we're gonna find out very soon. No. Oh, was trying to play a safety cue ball on the other side of the 4. So we will have a battle in the opening rack. I think we might have a battle overall in the whole match.
Yeah, not 2 of the most, shall we say, fluent players, Tim. I think that's a fair way to put it. Don't really take too many chances.
Yeah, it's a bit of an in-between. I kind of like just the safety 2 ball under the 4-10-5 and leave the cue ball center of the table. But you could also go for the bank. Oh, and he's found the window. It's a bit sloppy.
There's always a gap, Tim. That was the great John Virgo's famous line, amongst others. There's always a gap. Invariably there is. Now, is there a gap here? I don't think so. So not always. Jump cue will come out, Tim.
Yeah, good save. Oh, it's called the top left with the golden Predator air rush, or, well, he's got the PK rush and air jump cue. Bit of both worlds, and oh, look at this. Hit it thinner, but he's not gonna complain about this outcome. Not even sure if he can go over the top short rail.
Has to call the pocket just in case it goes in. It's more of a precautionary call, if anything else, because if you do make it and you don't call it, it doesn't count, so your opponent will come back to the table. It's a good shot.
Yeah, very good shot indeed. And both players looking for that ball in hand to get the first rack on the board. I'm expecting Georgiev to make a hit, make a contact on this 2-ball. But how is he going to get the cover? Maybe slide over to the 4. Maybe the 2-ball on the top side of the 9 to where it can be doubled up. There is opportunities. And that's going to be ball in hand. He actually hit it too well, Mark.
Yeah, no rail. Must contact the rail after contacting the lowest ball on, or make a ball, of course. That counts as hitting a rail as well. But he caught it too thick, caught too much of it, was trying to half ball it to send it onto the side rail. So first real chance for the man from Switzerland. Overdone it slightly. You always like to be looking at the pocket when you're playing a shot, but this is kind of a blind shot. It only just goes as well past the 7. Could be a big pocket if he overcuts it with the 10 ball there, Tim.
Yeah, rather off the 10 than into the 7 ball. Ooh. Always scary at that pace. He had to play it super soft though, but makes the accuracy a little less at times, that pace. Yeah, now has to give himself the best opportunity on the 7. I kind of like drawing this back to the long rail and taking an angle on the 7 to run 3 rails up to the 8. But he might choose different just of the 9 ball. It doesn't want to be behind the 9. Is he gonna draw this straight over?
Big draw now. Draw all the way up to about the kitchen line. Just a little bit short, but he's okay. Guaranteed to have a shot at the 9. Could go play with a little bit of right spin if he wants and go side rail. Back out. Or can just play it plain ball. Yeah, I like the way he's played this, Tim.
Oh, well, do you?
He doesn't scratch. Oh dear, I love the way he played that. A little bit of a scare. So in a very hard fought first rack, looks like the man from Swiss, as it says on his back, is going to close out this first rack in this race to 8. And nicely done. So first blood to Dimitri Jungo. Just for your information, guys, over on table 1 there's João Grillo up against Wojtek Szewczak, and on table 3, our other TV table, young Max Benko is in action on that one. I do enjoy watching Max play, I really do. Daniel Maciel back in action against, well, Kasper Matikainen. That's a great match. Also, Konrad Jusichin in the all-Polish battle against Simon Kural. Ronald Regley, a real good match here between two great straight ball players, Tobias Bongas and Ronald Regley, amongst the matches going on right now live in Turkey.
Well, there is indeed a lot of good matches going on. I actually seem to see a couple more which you did not even get to mention, imagine. So if you want to know about the recent scores, go to EPBF.com. All the brackets, live scoring, all the information you want to know about this event is on there. Now, no future on this one, besides a combination on the 5 ball, which he has called. Just got to be careful. The 1 ball could track just behind the 7 or the 6 to the left. If you catch the 5 a bit thinner. And this could be painful. Now the good news for Georgiev is that the 6 ball doesn't go by the 7. But maybe Jungo could actually develop that right now. Run softly into the 6 and the 1 ball will stay where it is now and you still have the cut.
Didn't risk it, Tim.
Oh, maybe now.
At that. Yeah, big problem though if he catches the 6 vault. Could hook himself on the 2.
Oh, he was trying to catch a little piece of the 7. I don't like how he's played this, Mark. I kind of felt just any bump on the 6. Doesn't have to be hard or like very risky and wild.
Yeah, cost him position on the 2 ball. So just a safety. Does he try and get behind the 8-10, Tim? Off the top rail, I mean, not off the side rail. Too difficult and risky, of course, to go anywhere near that side pocket.
Well, overall, I'm not a fan of that safety. This position anyways is tough. Maybe I would play just the 2 up to the 9-8 and the cue ball behind the 9. Oh, this is a nifty shot. This is a very nifty shot to spot. It doesn't have the hook, but not many people will actually recognize that this shot is there. But it was a small target to play for though behind the 4.
Went all in.
Yeah, not just to tap the 2 ball in the side. He wanted to move the cue ball all around the angles. Thought he was going to play it just soft and leave the 3 over the side, but he's got the second prize though, and Jungo kicking at this 2 rails is not a guarantee. I kind of like maybe even jump nicking the 2 and bring the cube all the way down table. But more old school. Six ball now opened up.
On. Yeah, it goes into both corners as well, doesn't it? hope he called the 8 there, or at least called something. We're very close to making the 8. He's got away with it though. Look at the 7 ball now, Tim. That's nasty. Could play a ball off it though. What a shot. 2 rails past the 9. Try and make this call the top corner.
Yes, indeed. Don't play this too soft though, because if you go at this soft, if you do not make the 2 ball, you're just gonna leave it flat over the corner. So even if you hit it head on, you would actually want the 2 ball to move a bit. Yeah, he's hit it super soft and he's missed it. So now with ball in hand could extend this lead to 2. As we're breaking, we're having the alternate break per 2 racks. So that means Jungo gets 2, then Georgiev gets 2, so on, so on. And that 2 game advantage kind of puts all the control in your own hands instead of hoping for mistakes on your opponent's break. If you have that 2 game lead, it's just like in tennis, as long as you serve the ball great, you stay in your own control, you have everything under control, which is obviously the most important thing in sports, you know, just to not rely on your opponent.
Looks straightish, Tim. Not much you can do from here. What do you do here? Do you play a safe?
Well, there is a lot of things he could play. You could play the carom on the 8 and bang the 6 ball back down table, and then hope for a better angle on the 6 ball. Yeah, I like this. Or maybe even the 6 to the side.
Yeah, off the 7.
Off the 7, indeed. Yes, just the pace. He played it a bit too firm, but I like the shot he just played.
A little bit surprised there, Tim, to be honest. He's left this. Okay, the 7's awkward, but he can go 3 rails and get behind the 7 ball. Does it go to this corner, Tim, or is it the point in the way?
Well, I gotta say, we do not have the most ideal view at the table for that. You know, it's just every table is slightly, a little bit different near the side pocket point. Oh, he's close to the scratch. Now, he looks like he's gonna play all in on this. But it's just always, it's just nervy, this position. And it's also like sometimes the right spot to aim. It's so difficult to see it so close to the rail. You know that side pocket point is there. And he has to hit it quite firm too to get to the top of the 9.
Oh, beautiful. If anything, too good. Terrific shot from Georgiev. He's handled these 6-7, 9-10 very well, presuming that he makes the 10 in the side. I'm pretty sure he will. Can't see him missing this. Yeah, nicely done, Georgie. In it goes. Now then, those of you regular listeners and viewers to Billiard TV will know that I do like to share a few facts of where we are. And of course, we are in beautiful Turkey, in Antalya. Now then, the area of Bahrain and Singapore is 2 times smaller than the territory of Antalya alone. Incredible, isn't it? And in winter, 1 million people live in Antalya. But in the usual high season, that number doubles to 2 million. Very, very popular holiday resort for many, many people. And I've heard some fabulous things about Turkey. And I'm even considering going there for 3 weeks. Whenever we've got 3 weeks spare, Tim. Sometime around August would be nice.
Yeah, great area, definitely to visit. I've visited Turkey a couple times and I cannot remember any trip going to Turkey that has disappointed me. Now this match tied at 1. Georgiev, I believe, a little bit lucky to have leveled the score at 1 and have it in his own hands with the break now twice, but 9 ball hanging up on him. He's having good control on the balls, Mark, but I also feel like there's not so much into the break. It's just a nice pop, 2 balls hopefully going to the side and maybe the 4-railer, and that's it.
Yeah, regular viewers of Billiard TV will also know Tim loves a bit of pop.
Yeah, now let's have a little look at this table, because this table is not an easy run out. We've seen already some complicated stuff happening at the table. I don't think the 8 ball goes to the top right. And then also to cross over from the 7 to the 8. You could possibly have to play from the 6 to the 7 for a 7-9 combination, but then you need very good control on the 7. Could play an angle on the 6 ball, like cue ball near the top short rail, and then to open up the 8 with a lot of speed to where you either skim off and get on the 7, or you leave yourself a cross side on the 7 ball, or maybe into the center, as you can see. That's probably my guess. So low left on the 5. Leave myself very close to the top short rail. Oh, he's a bit short on pace. He's gonna be quite straight. So what's his plan on the 8? Maybe a safety behind the 10 ball?
Wondering, has he got any angle here at all? Can he force it into the 8 and 10 here and leave himself the cross side on the 7? Or a possible 7-9? I didn't want to hit it, but it's not turned out too bad. But how does he get to that 8, Tim? Possible cross corner bank, very risky. Could play it as a two-way if he can draw the cue ball back slightly, so he can get the cue ball past the 10 and nestle in behind the 10. Let's have a look.
Yeah, he's playing for a safety mark. Just to roll up on the 10. He's put himself in the perfect position to play the safety behind the 10 ball though. Could not have landed any better.
Yeah, thinking very clearly, isn't he? Good shot, but he's left the side rail escape on. This is makeable, Tim. Wanted to cut that rail out of it, really. Needed to nestle right in behind that 10. As you can see, there's a gap between them. It's going to have to be a good shot, I know, to make the 8 ball, but he's got a chance at it. That's the main thing. Chef Sheck in the background, sat in his chair. Going 2 rails at this. Did he call anything, Tim? Maybe the corner?
Well, coming in from this angle, you would assume he called the bottom right. Made a hit.
The 9 ball. Well, that should be all over this rack. Yeah, cleverly rail first. Thin cut, left hand spin. Watch the side pocket. I just saw one of these at the patio open. Guy actually scratched off this into the side pocket. No such problems for Dimitri. Perfectly played. So it's going to be 2-1 to Jungo. Nicely done. Now, Tim, I have another Guess Who for you. I bumped into a player at the tournament earlier on this morning. Now, some little clues about him. How to say? Without giving it away too easily, of course. He's a Filipino. He has won a major. Yeah, Filipino, big clue, huh?
Yeah.
But he does spend a lot of time in Hong Kong and South Korea. That's a good clue.
Well, that was quite easy.
I'm glad, because I'm not trying to make you look stupid. I'm trying to make you look clever and brilliant. So
well,
who
great.
is it, Tim?
Robbie Capito.
It is Robbie Capito. Correct. More of them Guess Who to come. There's 160 players, Tim, but I'm not going to go through all of them. Don't worry.
Thank you. Now, that actually did make me wonder how many players are in the European Championship at the moment. And well, as I mentioned, you can find out at EPBF.com, but I am going over just to see. In this 10-ball European Championships are 122 players. And I won't be able to count how many countries, because those are too many countries to count. Maybe later.
There's some homework for you or me.
Well, that's one thing about the European Championships, what makes it so special. You know, like when you win this title, it doesn't matter if all the players are there or if the field is a bit stronger or a bit weaker. Technically, almost every country sends a couple players over. So if you manage to win this tournament, it means that technically you're better than almost every average player from every country. Which is a quite a cool thing to say, I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Jungo hopping over the ball, no problem, but he's going to be in trouble again here, Tim. Look at them 4 balls there in that corner there. Ideal, aren't they, for hooking your opponent. Just a little stun left. In behind the 4-3 or the 6-7. Now this is difficult to hit.
Is there even an escape? Maybe elevate into the long rail, jump over the 3 ball and cut the one into the side. Well, he's gonna play this 2 rails well. That was obviously a way better shot than the one I tried to, but sometimes I like a bit of fantasy. I'm starting to hang out too much with Mark White, I think.
Yeah, you're playing way too many of my shots, Tim. You notice I didn't say anything there about which way to escape from there. I waited for you to put your foot in it, not me. Oh, this is good. Oh, it's unlucky.
Oh, I guess another safety behind the 4 ball. He's still looking at cutting this 2 ball in, but you're not guaranteed to have something on the 3 ball. He's gonna run into the 4 if he does. Yeah, he's going aggressive. I'd rather play a bit more of a patient game and stick the cue ball with the 4. Yeah. Like I said, it's just not guaranteed that get something, or in this case, get something nice. Just to come up with another shot. I like playing this in the bottom right instead of the bottom left. Because you'll need to move the cue ball to the left anyways for the 4 ball. But he's going bottom left. Great shot though. Straight shooter. Yeah, 9-10 combination. Probably the only logical possibility on the 9. I mean, I cannot imagine him leaving himself an angle on the 8 and trying to run it open. Or bank on the 9, but let's see, we'll have to draw over for the 7 now in the bottom left. Top left. My apologies. Apparently I don't know the difference between bottom and top anymore.
No, I don't know my left from my right, so we're in a right pickle between us.
Well, is he going to leave himself that angle on the 8 to run into the 10, maybe 2 rails? Or is he just gonna play for... Oh, he's not gonna play for the 8 because he's missed the 7. Wow.
Yeah, surprising that Georgie is quite an accomplished snooker player as well. I know that he used to play snooker. I first came across him during COVID with these online challenges, Tim, and I commentated on him a few times. And I always remember seeing the snooker table next to the pool table, which I knew he played on. Wow, look at this for a shot. Dimitri Jungo. Oh, how unlucky is that? Well, it's okay because he can play the 9 to the top right. Terrific draw shot, Tim.
Will he play another one of those? Straight back into the 9? Or cushion first into the 9?
I'm not sure he's got the angle, Tim. I think he's just slightly off straight.
Not a big fan of the bank he's looking at, Mark. I've seen too many balls going wrong, playing into the side. I'm considering practicing just 4 pockets nowadays. The old Strickland challenge.
Well, here we go. The bank it is. Now, does he nudge into the 10 here, Tim?
Yes. Well, he's supposed to run into the 10. But obviously more important to make the bank. Oh. And he might not have it, Mark. This is... Well, he's tall. He can reach. A thin cut though on the 10. He's gonna go for the slice for a 3-1 lead. Watch that cue ball.
Yeah, nicely done. Georgiev kind of throwing that one away. Now then elsewhere, Conrad Musician is 4-1 up on his fellow countryman Simon Corral. Ronald Regley and Tobias Bongers are all square at 3-3. Arseny Sevastianov is 4-1 up on Yasin Kartel. Wojtek Shevchuk also 4-1 up on Zhao Grillo. Alexia Pachel is 1-1 with Kestusis. Emil Andre Gangflot. Now I do like him as a player. Terrific. We just commentated on him, Tim, didn't we, in Vegas. Terrific player. He's 2-1 up on Bilger Alakam. Walter Lightcrea 4-2 down to Jakob Konye. Let's go. Georgiev breaking off. 3-1 down. Balls down, Tim. Good break. 3 balls down. 4 balls down. Wow, I just had a recount. There's only 6 left.
So that means there's 4 in. And nothing
4
on this
in,
2 ball besides the safety.
What a shame. Well, we've had 40 minutes and we've had 4 racks. Not the quickest of paces, Tim. We didn't expect it to be either. Now there is a jump on here. There's also side rail just before the side pocket. More importantly, what does Tim de Leiter think?
Well, it's either kicking one rail at the 2 and very firm, send the two ball all the way back down table, or indeed go for a jump. Well, he's... Oh, I like what he's doing also. This is probably better than my shot. If he catches a bit of the left side of the two, he could make it. Cue ball runs into the 5, or the two ball goes to the bottom short rail. But he's caught it too full. That is one of the down parts, so maybe he should have listened to your option, Mark.
No one in their right mind would do that, Tim. So he's going to get a chance after that amazing break to finish off this rack and pull a rack back. Max Benko in the background, you can see. I wonder, is his coach there, Mitya Gradiznik? I remember that from the other day, Tim.
Yeah, should be 3 stop shots right here to close the gap a little bit. As I mentioned, I'm really expecting a tight match between the two of them. Very solid game to be expected from both. So 3-2 Jungo now. Jungo racking the balls. Just... I thought it was Georgiev breaking the last break. So I'm not sure what's going on right now. As this is the 6th rack and we're breaking per 2 racks.
Yeah, something's gone wrong here, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, most of the players are so used to the alternate break format. But I think they have gone out of order. Good break though, I mean, nice square hit. A little bit off though, but he's made a ball. He's got this shape on the one, can run the cue ball back and forth. Twice the short rail. Center of the table, anything on the 2 ball is fine with the 3 ball over the side.
Well, if we had a full-time referee, Tim, I think the referee would call a foul there, wouldn't they, for going out of turn?
I'm not too sure actually what the procedure would be. I mean, I think it's both players' responsibility, so it's not just Jungo.
So it would fall on the guy that has gone out of turn then. Interesting. There's always something. There's always a little bit of drama happens. We had some in the straight pull, which was fun for us.
Oh,
He's gone across that. Something terrible. Oh dear.
Well, I would assume if there is a referee that sees this happening, I'm very sure they would just restore what's happening. I mean, they could still re-rack and have Georgiev break, for example. That's probably the most sportsmanlike option.
Agree.
Well, he's going for a bank. If he hits it on the thick side, so missing it short. The 8 could still nudge it in. Just gotta be careful. If he runs into the 5, just gotta be careful not to push it over near the 10-9.
Oh, straight in. But now what, Tim? Cut the 3? Or is it beyond the point of cutting?
Yeah, I'd rather do something with the 8 than playing this cut. I feel like this is a super thin one. If you miss it, you're selling out too, because you're just gonna put it over the side. Well, maybe it looks more difficult to us than to him.
Wow, he has cut it in. What a shot.
Yeah. Bump off the 5. This worked out great.
Oh, and there you see, once again, these side pockets. They're deceiving, aren't they? You think that ball is unmissable, don't you? But we know, we've seen too many times that the pocket just spits them out if they're not 100% accurate, Tim. He's not the first one to fall victim of those side pockets, is he? That's for sure.
Yeah, actually I find it very impressive how both players are coming up with some great stuff, and then yet they miss a ball where you think, how is this even possible? Oh, good try. Played at a good pace too. Yeah, long distance. What is the most defensive shot you can play here? You always have the opposite sides, the long rail to long rail safety, but it's quite an easy return on that. Now the cue ball under the 10 and the 9 is okay, but the 4 is always going to be in the open. Even if he had the hook behind the 6, the jump was always going to be available, or behind the 9-10. Now, earlier this morning, we did have another match where both players seemed to, well, not get out, which was very weird because all 4 of these players we've seen now are high quality players. So I would almost think there is something wrong with the food or like something weird, which obviously is not, but saying back and forth, maybe it's the shot clock involved, which is making them a bit shaky. I have no clue what's happening right now, Mark.
Well, one thing I do know is my good friend who's been to Antalya many times actually said he's never tasted better food in his life, so I'm going to say it's not the food, it's something else. Maybe it's something in the water. And that doesn't mean there's something bad in the water. It just means there's something, but we're not quite sure what it is. Maybe they're just nervous. Wow, this is crazy. Concentrating so much on the 9-ball that he's just taking his eye off it. How many times, Tim, do we see pros do that? So many times. Well, we already have one winner in this round. Christian Merva has beaten Michael Schneider by 8 racks to 5. That's a real quick game. 13 racks, we've only had 5.
Yeah, we both know how that goes sometimes, though. I mean, if we get a couple breaks, 3-4 balls in shape, that's where the run out probably takes 2 minutes. But we've had so many weird shots and opportunities happen. Also, this shape from Jungo, he played it with quite some topspin. It actually curved the cue ball. Now he's landed a bit 50-yard line. Oh.
My word. What is going on here? That was just so far off, Tim. I mean, pros, they're never that far off. I think they both need a timeout, to be honest, to go and give themselves a talking to in the bathroom mirror. Sees the funny side of it, Dimitri Jungo. Oh, he's gesturing that something happened there. Maybe the cue ball went over something. A bit of chalk maybe, or a little piece of cotton, fluff or something.
You know, if this would be the first ball he's missed in the match, I would definitely believe that there might be something. But, I mean, just overall, both of the players, they must feel like they are struggling big time. I mean, there's no way we can make it any better. I mean, it's just what we've seen overall, and hopefully they can get everything together. First 6 racks were not very pretty at all, was it?
No, it was. It's hard work, Tim, isn't it?
Well, then again, good cue ball, decent pop on the break, but nothing too special, I guess. So if you don't make the balls into the side, that's usually where you already know instantly it's going to be dry. I'm not saying break them as hard as you can, but you need to do a bit more. And Jungo is starting to be very shaky though. You can see almost every ball now he's starting to move and jump up a bit, and he's almost missed that one ball. He was straight in.
I'm really surprised, Tim, that neither player took a time out then, because they really need to go and, I don't know, do something. I mean, look, he knew he was going to be drawing into the 10. I'm not saying, you know, you can predict that it's going to go in the side, but he knew it was a dangerous shot, potentially.
It's catastrophic right now. But yet, you know, every time you get back to the table, it's a new opportunity to find yourself, you know. So as long as you can stay patient enough and tell yourself, hey, listen, in a couple racks, a lot can change, you know. You can feel maybe at some point I hit a gear and then I play a perfect ending to the set and still survive the match. I mean, the winner of this match is not going to be happy anyways with their performance, so might as well just focus on the ending.
Yeah, it's almost like they're both dragging the other one down to the same level. You get matches like that sometimes, don't you? I've actually experienced it when playing. You know, your opponent's playing terrible, you start to play terrible, and then neither of you can make a ball, and it just gets more and more frustrating, push you more and more on edge.
Yeah, that is the next stage I'm hoping not to reach for this match, is where both players are starting to get very frustrated with their performance. You know, that's usually the stage where, well, what can I say, where nothing will go right. And then when I say nothing, it's literally nothing.
Watch out. 50-50. Again, this is missable. You know, the way they're feeling at the moment, anything you feel is missable unless they're straight in on it. And they don't have to do anything with a cue ball. That's how bad it's been at times. I mean, you can't sugarcoat it, you know. I like to have rose-tinted glasses on when I look at life, and certainly Paul. It's hard to find anything nice to say about this at the moment. We can't even blame it on jet lag, Tim. Neither of these players were in Vegas for the last tournaments. They've not come that far to Turkey. Just a little hop across Europe. That's a good shot. It was stretching. That's a very good shot. The best shot we've seen in a little while. Looks like Max Benko has already won. He was 6-2 up the last time I looked. Very talented player, great to watch as well. Max Benko, lovely kid also. His mum goes everywhere with him. I actually met them in Morocco, sat and had breakfast and lunch with them a couple of times. Indeed, he did win 8-2. So halfway to the 8 he needs. Georgiev. Jungo breaking 4-3 down.
Yeah, a bit of a difficult position to be in on this one ball. Just gonna look for the long distance. Wanted to have the one above the 2 and the 3 and has played it nicely. As I mentioned, it was tricky. It was none of the usual safeties, the ones... There's like so many shots that the average player does know. But then whenever they get into more difficult positions, they won't be able to find a reasonable shot to play. It's not bad. Again, distance. Kind of feel like you have to go for a 1-8 combination. Don't think he can play a bank. Well, could play the one ball real short, bank it towards the 2 and the 3. And then cue ball could go into the 4, or maybe... No, he did play the combination. Yeah, still difficult layout, and as you can see, both really struggling to get somewhat of a safety in. Mark, this rack is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually, for once in my life, Tim, lost for words. It's even the balls have given up. They're going awkward as well. Decent pot, but what good has it done him? He can't make the 2 ball, I don't think, but can get a good safety in here now. This is a chance to get a good safety. Draw off the side rail, send the 2 ball away. In behind the 7-3. Just draw off the side rail gently. Bit of right hand side. Oh dear, oh dear. A little bit unlucky there.
Yeah, well, the 3 ball looked like it didn't go by the 7, so that means Georgiev will have to play this 2, maybe go 3 rails and go to the right side of the 3 ball. Oh, it didn't look like it did go. Is he going to hit this maybe thick and try to cheat the pocket? Because he's playing for shape on the 4.
I agree with you, Tim. Looks as if it doesn't go from this angle, doesn't it?
Well, it's taking the big cut on the 5. Didn't even try to get much closer to this 5-ball mark. So now, this is not everybody's favorite shot, to say the least. Yeah, has done all the hard work for Jungo to pick this game up.
I was just about getting ready to say, after all the balls that he's missed, he's going to go and make this one, which was really difficult. But Georgiev missing it. And as you say, Tim, he has done all the hard work, and it's up to Jungo to put the last 5 balls.
Now, don't forget, also Jungo has missed in the open position, so we cannot really expect him to clear this, but well, everything should be alright.
Just looking if the 10 does go easily to the side. Definitely goes to the corner. Didn't exactly get close to this 9, but it's okay. But we saw him miss a 10 earlier down the rail by quite some distance. Don't expect him to miss this one though. I really don't. Just doesn't look happy, does he? Every shot he plays, Tim, he seems to have a problem reacting to. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. It's those dreaded middle pockets again. Four, Tim.
Yeah, it's just
Halfway
like
through
that
the match.
just like that song goes. We're halfway there. Well, we are halfway there, and it looks like Georgie might be going for a timeout because, well, obviously he's been in play now for, what is it, an hour? Yeah, a bit
Well, I'll tell
over
you
an hour or
something,
so.
Tim. We may be halfway there, but I'm living on a prayer that it's going to finish, because at the moment it's very, very slow going for both of these players, isn't it? Do you fancy a break, Tim?
Yeah, maybe we should go for a break as well. But I promise we're going to be back for the second half of this match. This winner qualification between Georgiev and Dimitri Jungo. Mark White and Tim de Ruiter. We will be right back.
We are back, guys, for this match between Georgiev and Dimitri Jungo. Tim Delaita and myself, Mark White, in the booth. Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, I'm going to be very, very optimistic about this second half of the match. I think the little rest has done them a little bit of good, you know, just have a little bit of a think, regroup, restart. As you know, everything starts after you everything works after you restart it, right? So a little bit of a reset. Let's go again.
Yeah, hasn't been too successful on the break either, and not because he hasn't been hitting him great. I think he's been hitting the break quite all right, but just a little bit off, a little bit weak in general. He's just been focusing on the cue ball.
Yeah, did make 4 balls, didn't he?
Much.
Did make 4 balls once and not have a shot on the 2 ball, which was rather unfortunate. But yeah, didn't hit them the best. So a chance then for Dimitri to get us up and running in this 9th rack, in this race to 8. We're on the home stretch.
Yeah, now we'll have to play for the window between the 5 and the 7. 4 ball does go to the bottom left as well, so you could play the 3 and the 4 in the bottom left. Ooh. It's fine though. Might be able to draw back just enough in between the 4 and the 5.
This is okay now. Every ball has a pocket. This is a good chance to really get the arm going now and get a bit of confidence. I'm sure they're just lacking a bit of confidence. Who wouldn't be?
You know, Mark, this is also something I've thought about recently, is whenever I'm in the chair and I see my opponent taking a timeout, that's where I sit in my chair and I actually think, you know, I don't have to take a timeout because I can just relax in the chair, get comfortable, refresh here, just watch the breathing. So actually, Georgiev taking a timeout might have made Dimitri Jungo feel a bit better.
Yeah, good point, Tim.
Now, I was maybe a bit early stating that though. I mean, I felt like you were waiting to answer me just till he made that 7 ball in the corner. Well, perfect on the 10. So the initiative going back to the man from Switzerland. Do believe he runs his own pool room nowadays in Switzerland. Should have to look up exactly what the name is.
Well, that's a stressful job in itself, Tim, isn't it? Running any kind of business is tough. And, you know, your thoughts maybe aren't always on the game. Thinking about, you know, you may have staff problems back at the pool room, or maybe doesn't feel too great. There's always a number of reasons. I think both just had an effect on each other, and they both started playing bad and got in a rut and couldn't get out of it. But that will make him feel a whole lot better. It's made me feel a whole lot better as well. I don't know about you, Tim. Making balls again.
Well, it was a sports bar, and the name was Helvetia Sport Bar in Switzerland. I actually came across a picture of Ronald Regley and Dimitri Jungo together. I know they've been long-term friends a long time. Now, to get back to this match, nothing on the one. Is he gonna play the cue ball behind the 4 and the 8? Bang the 1 ball over towards the 6? Maybe low right or low left spin?
It's going the other way, Tim. He's called the 2 just as a precaution. Oh, look at this. Good shot. Georgie taking to the air.
Good try. And where does that 1 ball go? Oh, that's no good for Georgiev. That's bad news. 1 good shot for Jungo. Could go 2 rails into the 7 and would get something on the 2. And then it's all about the 4 ball. How do you get shape on the 4? That's a good question, I find.
Maybe tight on the right hand long rail. Well, look at this. May bump the 4 here. No, it's going to miss it.
Now, it's not that I'm trying to criticize the players by any means. I just know how much better they both can play, and this match has turned into an absolute grind, which is, I mean, we all occasionally go through that grind where afterwards you win the match and you go, well, I won that, but hopefully next match I can play a bit better. You know, it's part of the game, but sometimes, I mean, it's just unbearable for the players too. It's just rough.
I just think we're so used to seeing these great players play so great all the time that when they do have an off day, we're just really surprised.
Yeah, definitely standards have been super high nowadays.
Put it this way, Tim. I wouldn't play either of them for money.
Well, I didn't know you even played for money.
I don't. But if I did, I still wouldn't play these for money.
Indeed, played a good shot to open up the 4. And as I mentioned, Jungo last track, nice run out. And now he's on his way. If he can cross over nicely from the 6 to the 7, it actually looks like Jungo might have stepped it up after a timeout from Georgiev.
Yeah, I'm sure Georgiev was hoping it would work the other way, but it hasn't. It's gone against him. He's looking now at a 2-rack lead.
Yeah, and he's landed absolutely perfect. Close nearby the 7. Little angle to work with. Can cross over 2 rails towards the 8. Just past the side. Could also decide to just kill the cue ball and get to the center of the table. Yeah, that's what he chose. He said, I'm not gonna take any risk. Because the more you do with the cue ball, the more chances there are to miss that ball or do something stupid, maybe scratch in the side.
Well, he's 42 years old, Jungo. He'll be 43 in a couple of days' time. Didn't realise he was so young, so old, Tim, did you? I didn't know he was 42. His nickname is BB Striker.
Yeah, again, now he's starting to cut the break a slight bit more. He's also breaking from the side rail, but he's clearly looking for something that works on the break, and yet this way a match can go real fast if you do not have a break. Your opponent gets the open shot every time.
Yeah, at the same time, Tim, it's good to see him trying something different, right? Because if something's not working, why keep doing the same thing? So I'm glad to see him trying different things. Hasn't worked for him though on this occasion, and once again everything in the open. Difficult. Well, it's okay, 4-ball. It's kind of close to the 8 and the 9, which doesn't help for positional wise. What kind of angle does he have on this 3?
Well,
not a lot.
Might have to go to the bottom. Yeah, low right spin, low. Well,
could just draw back Tim and leave himself kind of just a few inches back from where he is now. Just draw past so he can get to the 4. Leave himself a slightly more difficult 4-ball. Or does he take the risk on the positional side? That's the question, isn't it? No, he did go.
Oh, he even tried to go above.
Suggested.
Yeah, a bit riskier actually with the double pace draw he just played, but he did really get a nice bump. Can stun the cue ball out towards the center of the table, and then you would have to say Jungo with the opportunity to get on the hill first. But I spoke too early. Overcut on the 4.
If he doesn't have it directly, he's certainly got it rail first. I think he has it directly, look. Nicely done. There's a decent angle on this 5 just to draw up for the 6.
Yeah, now the 8. I didn't think the 8 ball does go to the bottom left, so he might have to play into the center. Will be crossing his positional area going this way, so has to watch the pace, but it looks like he's landed absolutely perfect. So just glad to see both players stepping up their game. Like I said, you know, I can understand you're not happy with your performance, but just focus on the ending, you know, like the ending of the match. This is what matters. They were tied at 4, and it's all about how you end. Forget the start.
Yeah, it's the old saying, isn't it? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. I can see Wojtek Szewczak has finished. Not sure of the score there, guys, but we will do a little update for you when we get the chance. He's actually won Wojtek over João Grillo, Tim, by 8 racks to 6.
That 4 ball, quite costly, Mark. Had this opportunity to go 7-4 up. You see, they look like they're just alternating the break. I'm actually starting to wonder if we're wrong, but we've been doing alternate break per 2 racks for so many Euro Tours now.
Well, the last match we did, they did 2 racks each, Tim, alternating, didn't they? In the Felix Vogel match.
Yeah, it's an interesting happening, this match. I mean, not everything going right for the players, but also, as we just spoke over the format, they kind of decided to go AWOL. Now, can he get the cue ball above the 5? Just play the 1 into the 7 or the 3 ball. That was a lot of just, but look at this, it's super close. I don't think he's got it.
Oh, this looks good. This looks very, very good indeed.
Yes, indeed. There is a 2-rail escape. Jungo first checking if the 1 ball is frozen to the rail. If it's frozen to the rail, he needs to hit the rail after contacting the 1 with the cue ball or any other ball. Because the 1 ball doesn't count as touching the rail then. This looks a bit
I think
wide.
he signalled Tim. Yeah, it's very wide. He did signal it wasn't touching the rail, not frozen. So an easy safety here again. We are playing the 3 foul, remember. You can just skim off it very, very thin. May be able to get in behind the 4. Won't want the 1 to travel too much. Well, that's pretty good again. He's going to have to make the adjustment this time, Tim, for the 2-railer. Needs to go a bit higher up that rail towards the middle pocket, just below it, about 6 inches, what, 8 foot, something like that, a foot. Good hit, very good hit. Could be in trouble again though here. Can send the 1 away. Doesn't want to bank it though.
Well, the bank looks pretty straight to me, honestly. He's called it though, yeah, it's close.
All in. Nicely done. Now, what does he do about the 5 ball though, Tim? Play the combo?
Or maybe to shoot the 2 ball now off the 5 ball. That might be a solution. The 9 ball is close to the short rail, so it's easy to catch the double kiss, but off the 5, I think if you hit it hard. No, he's got himself a different plan.
Yeah, the combo then it will be 3-4, then the 5-9 combo. 8 ball, awkward as well. Have to play the 8-10 combo, so this is not an easy run out this, Tim, is it? Especially now he's by the rail.
Well, he definitely has something planned on the 5. From this angle, I would say the 5 ball never goes by the 9.
Oh, this is tough. Especially as he's finished where he has. Would like the cue ball a bit further away from that rail. About 6 inches this way would be better, so that he's looking at it. Yeah, I didn't like that, Tim. That was not easy. Now this is an easier combo.
Yeah, this combination should be fine. So we can look ahead to the 8 ball. I don't like an 8-10 combination. So you might have to try play for an angle on the 7. And then possibly to a bank on the 8 in the side. Or if you have the angle on the 7, you can run in between the 10 and the 8 to nudge them out. First the combination though. Looks like he's going forward.
Finish straight. Straightish. It's a tough day at the office for these guys. Well, he can run through it, Tim, if he wants to take a risk. Play a high ball. Hopefully catch the 10. With some inside spin maybe needed. Oh, no power. He's going to be hooked, is he?
Well, I'm surprised he didn't really play it to where he was always guaranteed to have a look at the 8. I mean, I understand you're trying to get perfect, but... Oh, he's got to the top left. He's going to kick one rail at it. We're going to see the kick bank. And he's opened up the 10. And he's given ball in hand. So we're tied at 6. This match has everything.
Georgie stuck in there. And now it's Dimitri Jungo who's going to have his time out. He had 2 chances to get on the hill. He didn't take them. We'll be back with the conclusion of this match, guys, after a very short break. Tim Dedaita and myself, Mark White, will be back soon. Our players warming up on table 2, and this match is warming up now as we come to the business end of it. All square at 6-6. We now have a race to 2, Tim Dedaita and myself, Mark White, in the booth. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you're enjoying this live coverage of the European Championships. We've got every single discipline coming up. We had straight pull the last couple of days. We've got some 10 ball, 9 ball, 8 ball. We've got teams. It's all going to be happening here in Antalya in Turkey. So Georgie to break off, looking to get on the hill.
Yeah, interesting. They have been doing alternate breaks, actually, but it's alternate break per 2. Now, if they would actually realize it's alternate break per 2 racks, Georgie would have 2 breaks from this point and could close the match out 8-6. Didn't like the result going from the side rail, so back to the center. You just... Yeah, there you go. That's the break. He's hit it dead square in the face and just needs a bit of luck with the 1 ball. And he's got it. This is a possible break a run mark. He's waited all the way till the end to break the balls like this.
Well, we did say, Tim, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And may play this... Well, I was just wondering if he might play for both balls here in case, and play for the 2 at the same time. Yeah, he did, just in case. He's going to need a good shot here, though. Brown 7, looming large. Well negotiated. Now plenty of room in the centre of the table for position on the 4. It's been a tough climb to get on the hill, and a tough 4 ball now with the cue ball on the cushion. He's not going to be able to get anywhere near the 7 ball, so he's going to have to leave himself distance, Tim.
Yeah, well, I would go for the cue ball just next to the 9. You know, tap this 4 ball in. He's looking at going back where the cue ball is now, but if you leave yourself too much angle on the 7, now the 7 ball gets difficult to go to the 8. If you play this soft, everything on the left side of the table is available for the cue ball to run from 7 to the 8.
Good shot. At least now he has an angle going towards the 8 ball off the top rail. Not sure if he can get in behind the 8 ball, Tim, and the rail. Let's see how he goes. Yeah, nicely judged. Has an angle as well to stun over for the 9. The 9's in line with the perfect position for the 10. The hill is not far away. Not now. Yeah, decent 9 ball. This 10 move 1 step closer to the 8 he needs. In it goes. He's now just 1 away, Tim.
Yeah, saving the best for last. You see, it's crazy how they think it's alternate break. Georgie would have such a big advantage now breaking once more himself. But yet, I guess he'll have the break at 7 each with how they're playing. Nothing though on this 1 ball. And I know he's a tall guy, but he won't be able to jump this. So he's now looking at pushing to a jump over the 3 ball.
Well, this is a long jump, isn't it, Tim? If he takes this on, surely it's too long. Well, yeah, giving it back. Dimitri fancies the jump. No, he's kicking. Has to catch the right hand side as we look of the one ball. Here we go.
Wow. How aggressive did he go there, Mark? Gotta say, he could have left more, but you gotta take this on to the bottom left. Make this, the cue ball runs into the 8. You're on the 2, 3 ball over the side. Make one good shot, and then it's all about possibly the 9 to the 10.
Yeah, it's there. Good shot. Looking good now, Tim. Not much to do really with the cue ball for the 2, 3, 4. Get nicely from the 4 to the 5.
Yeah, I'm more looking at this 8 to the 9 and then 9 to the 10 as the ending, but stop shot on this, you can use the right long rail with low right to run up to the 5.
Yeah, watch the shirt, Georgie. Played it well, got away from the rail. Needs to miss the 10. Or does he draw Tim with low left back to the centre of the table?
I think either can be okay. Top right spin. Just make sure you put enough right spin on the ball. He's going with left spin. Just one reel off. Well, he's got himself the ideal angle on the 6 to get closer to the 7.
Well, then doesn't want to be straight unless he draws all the way back, of course, for the 9 into the side. This is the time where you don't want to leave yourself anything difficult. Rather play a good positional shot here and leave an easier 9 than take an easy position and a tougher 9. Yeah, I like the way he's done this. And this should be all over now. It's been a hard grind for both players. Neither of them have played their best pool. They would openly admit that. And this is actually a good performance at the end from Georgiev because he was up against it, but Dimitri blew 3 chances to get on the hill. Georgiev will pot this 10 and go on to the next round. It will be the scenic route for Dimitri Jungo. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will be back with more action very, very shortly. Thanks to Tim Deraita and myself, Mark White. I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-da.
with left spin. With left spin, I make with left, with a little bit left, and then right a little bit. Then it's okay. But also only this for